Today we are witnessing an event of monumental significance in South Korean history. One that simply cannot be ignored under any circumstances. A soldier, not just an ordinary soldier, but a commander of South Korea's elite special forces unit, has come forward with an earth-shattering declaration. I spoke falsehoods, I uttered words that did not reflect the truth. And now, he has revealed the shocking reason behind his false testimony, exposing a dark and sinister reality. He did not lie of his own volition. He was not a willing participant in this deception. It was because two high-ranking politicians from Minjidang, Park Bum-ki and Woo Sung-chan, directly intervened and manipulated his words, forcing him to testify falsely. Do you grasp the gravity of this revelation? Do you understand what this means for your democracy? This is not just another routine political dispute, nor is it a minor controversy to be swept under the rug. The South Korean National Assembly, under the influence of Minjidang, has actively manipulated and exploited a soldier, using him as a mere pawn for their political agenda. Today, you are facing an incident that threatens to shake the very foundation of South Korean democracy to its core. Before we dive deeper into this explosive revolution, let's first take a closer look at who Colonel Kim Hyun-tae is and what kind of man he has been throughout his military career. Colonel Kim Hyun-tae held the prestigious position of commander of the 707th Special Mission Battalion, an elite unit under the Army Special Warfare Command. Just hearing that title alone should give you an idea of the weight and responsibility that came with his position, the kind of leader he was supposed to be. He was at the helm of one of the most elite combat forces in the entire South Korean military, a unit that represents the pinnacle of military excellence. However, after the events of December 3rd, his appearance at the National Assembly was nothing short of shocking and heartbreaking. He did not stand before the public as a soldier committed to speaking the truth. Instead, he appeared as a broken man, completely shattered and unable to hold himself together. Tears streamed down his face, his voice trembled, and he struggled to even form coherent sentences.
707 부대원들은 모두 피해자입니다. 전 김용현 국방장관에게 이용당한 가장 안타까운 피해자입니다. 707 부대원들이 행한 모든 잘못은 지휘관인 제가 모두 지고 가겠습니다.
Is it normal for the commander of an elite special forces unit, a man trained to withstand extreme pressure, to crumble in such a manner? The public was outraged. The response was immediate and fierce. Is this what a soldier is supposed to look like? People asked in disbelief. What on earth is he trying to hide? Why is he behaving like this? They speculated. Some even went as far to call him the most disgraceful colonel in South Korean military history, accusing him of tarnishing the honor of the armed forces. But then, everything changed. Ladies and gentlemen, we now finally understand why Colonel Kim Hyun-tae acted the way he did back then. He did not choose this path of his own accord. It was forced upon him. Recently, he returned to the National Assembly and made a courageous decision to finally reveal the truth, no matter the consequences. And what he said was nothing short of earth-shattering, a revelation that left the entire nation in shock. The testimony I gave back then was completely fabricated. Those words did not come from me. They were not my own. Park Bum-ki and Woo Sung-chan coerced me into committing perjury. They pressured me into lying under oath.
김현태 707 특수임무단장은 민주당의 곽종근 전 사령관 회유 의혹에 대해서도 직접 입을 열었습니다.
다만 박범계 의원이 뭐라고 곽종근 사령관을 회유를 했습니까?
민주당 의원께서 말씀하신 게 민주당 대표하는 뭐 다른 뭐 회사 뭐 부회장 전문 뭐 변호사라고 하면서 외국에서 들어오고 있다.
또 지난해 12월 국회 국방위 정회 당시 민주당 의원으로부터 작성된 대답을 요구받았다고 주장했습니다.
박범계 의원께서 노란 메모지에 기록을 쭉 하셨습니다. 사령관께서 말한 게 본인이 적은 거가 다르다. 아까 그거 아니었지 않냐 이런 식으로 말씀하시면서
Listen carefully to what they did. What they orchestrated was not just simple persuasion. It was outright manipulation, a calculated effort to control the truth itself. This was not a case of mere suggestion or encouragement. It was far more sinister, more deliberate, and more coercive. They went as far as handing him a pre-written memo and ordering him say exactly this, repeat these words as they are. It wasn't a general instruction. It wasn't just a guideline. It was a command, an order to incite specific words, word for word. You must say this exact sentence. Every word must match. Do not deviate even slightly. Now let me ask you, how is this any different from a script given to an actor in a play? It wasn't a testimony. It was a script, a fully prepared, rehearsed script meant to deceive the public. This was not a genuine testimony before the National Assembly. This was a scripted performance staged for political purposes. It was no different from a theater director whispering to an actor backstage, "Don't mess up your lines, say them exactly as written." And when that wasn't enough, when things didn't go exactly as they planned, do you know what Park Boom-ki said? "That's not how you said it earlier, is it? If this isn't intimidation, then what is? Do not make mistakes. Say exactly what we told you to say." This was not a request. It was a threat. They didn't just use a soldier. They turned him into an actor, forcing him to perform a role they had written for him. Minju-jang turned a decorated soldier into a paid performer, staging a grand political theater in the halls of the National Assembly. That's not where it ends. No, it goes even deeper. They didn't just dictate his words. They didn't just give him a script. They went further than that. They tried to buy him off. They offered him deals, incentives, anything to secure his compliance. "We'll provide you with a lawyer. We'll take care of your legal troubles. Our party will protect you. You don't need to worry about anything." Do you understand what that means? Can you see what they were really saying between the lines? If you say what we want, we'll make sure you're safe. We'll have your back. But if you don't, if you refuse, then you're on your own. We won't be there to help you. A soldier who risked his life to protect this country, now being blackmailed and bribed by politicians who treat his career, his honor, and his entire future as bargaining chips? Is this really what South Korea has become? Minju-jang didn't just manipulate a soldier. They used him to manufacture false testimony, which they then weaponized to push for impeachment. And you must never let them get away with it. At first, you were disappointed in Colonel Kim Hyun-tae. You questioned him. You doubted him. But in the end, he chose his conscience. He chose the truth. It may have been late, but he finally stood up and spoke out. He reclaimed his integrity. Even someone who has lost the trust of the people can regain their courage when they finally decide to tell the truth. However, while you may acknowledge his courage, you must never forgive Minju-jang for what they did to him, for how they broke and forced him into this situation in the first place. Right now, the South Korean National Assembly is drowning in lies, manipulation, and fabricated narratives. If they are willing to go this far, to use a soldier to fabricate testimony, how can they be trusted to protect this country? If you let this slide, if you allow this to go unpunished, then mark my words, it will happen again. Another soldier will be manipulated. Another truth will be rewritten. More testimonies will be twisted. More facts will be buried under deception. South Korea will become a nation run on lies, dictated by those who control the narrative, not by those who seek the truth. You must not allow it to fade into obscurity. Right now, you need to spread the truth. You need to make sure everyone knows what has been done, and you must hold Minju-jang accountable for their deceit until the very end. 오늘의 한 줄 요약, 김현태 대령님, 운환합니다.